Hey everybody, Mike here with Ontario Overland. Today I'm going to do a little work on my Gazelle T4 hub tent. We do a lot of winter camping, so we've decided to put a wood stove in it. And I got the Camp Chef wood stove probably 2 weeks ago. We had a trip last week, and it worked, but I had a little bit of a problem. And the problem was I just rushed my initial stove jack that I made. It was just some welding blanket, so it wasn't waterproof. First of all, I didn't like that. The second issue I had was my stovepipe. I'll show you what happened here. Okay, so here's how I have the wood stove set up right now. When I'm using it, I actually have a piece of plywood that runs the length of this tent. It fits nice in my rooftop carrier, and it keeps the stove level on the floor. And if anything falls out the front, it doesn't go on the tarp, which is nice because I don't really want to burn a hole in it. I've already burned enough holes in this tent, as you'll see. So right now I'm running my stovepipe straight up 22 inches, then to a 90-degree elbow, then 24 inches, then to another 90-degree elbow, and then I have roughly 40 inches of pipe going straight up as well. So the problem I had was with this elbow. There was too much weight sitting on the elbow from the rest of the stovepipe. Even though I have it braced, a slight gust of wind decided to come up and knock the stovepipe over, which, as you can imagine, is not ideal. So I got really lucky. Most of the flames that were shooting out right here, they hit the actual welding blanket that I had as a stove jack. But the heat did creep up a little bit. Autofocus problems. So yeah, it melted a little bit of the zipper and a little bit of the tent, which, okay, it could have been a lot worse, that's for sure. So I consider myself getting off lucky on that one. So from the outside of the tent here, you can see it a little bit more. Just singed. Again, autofocus. Behave. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. There we go. Just singed, a little bit of the tent, but my plan is to cover this up with some ripstop canvas anyway. So my plan is to do a... Back up here. Too much stuff in the way. So I'm going to do a 30 by 30 square black ripstop canvas that covers the entire hole. And then there will be a probably 6-inch hole to fit the 5-inch stovepipe. But in that hole, I'm going to put a flap of the high temperature silicone baking sheets. So that'll prevent wind from coming in and rain, snow. That could be an issue. So that'll just give it a little bit of extra. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and disassemble the stovepipe, and then we will fit this and see how it looks. This section I leave together with the 2 elbows and one 24-inch piece. Okay, so I salvaged this piece of cotton canvas from a waterproof seat protector I had for my dog. Right now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stitch it along the edges here. Where the original window frame is, and then I'll trim off the excess that I have. It's supposed to be waterproof. We'll see about that. I will treat it, of course, afterwards, but then I'll cut a hole in the middle here and probably glue in the silicone baking mats to cover this whole area here, and then I'll just do an X so I can run the pipe through it. Okay, so I've got it roughed in now. This is stitched and trimmed, so I need to attach the silicone baking sheets to this part here. So then I will cut an X, and the stovepipe will slide in and out, and that will be the only thing touching. Nothing will be touching the tent fabric or the cover for the window. Alright, so I've got the silicone baking sheets glued to the inside of the canvas. I cut an X through it. I put 2 silicone baking sheets here just for the hell of it, because I had to. It came in a package of 2, so why not? Can't do any harm, right? So it's glued to the back of the canvas. The canvas is stitched to the tent. I've glued along the seams of the canvas on the outside. So I shouldn't have any issues with water coming through, or snow melt, I guess, in the winter. But yeah, I just cut an X through the silicone baking sheets. I'll have to take it outside and test it tomorrow. Okay, so we've got the fire going now pretty good. The gauge is reading in the white. I've only got 2 logs of an oak hardwood in there, but it's nice and toasty inside the tent. Everything's working pretty good. No smoke coming out of the elbows. There's a silicone baking sheet here. Seems to be holding up pretty good. So I'm really impressed with that. Really don't want it to get much warmer than it is right now anyway. You know, these things aren't exactly known for being accurate, but sitting around, 480, almost max where you want it. So I'm happy with that. It's gonna feel really nice when it's minus 30 outside this tent. As you can see, once the fire gets going, there isn't near as much smoke coming out of the stack. So that keeps it from whipping around in the wind and coming back in the tent through the vent as well. But the stove's been running for about an hour now, and as you can see, everything is holding up nicely. This pipe is extremely hot to the touch, but you go ahead and touch the silicone baking flaps and they're just a little bit warm. So I'm definitely impressed with how these things are going to hold up. But, you know, only time will tell, right?